Hey guys, Nate here, and today I'm going to show you how to get the new Stasis power weapon Salvation's Grip. First and foremost, I'm going to try and keep this as spoiler free as possible. Now, what you're looking on screen, you will need to hit that step in order for you to begin this quest. Again, I'm not going to tell you where that takes place, how long, what happens, anything like that. I want to keep this as spoiler free as possible. I do apologize for this coming out a bit later. I didn't actually play until Thursday, and I played as my Warlock, completed Beyond Light, didn't like the Stasis Super with my Warlock, so I did it all again on Friday as my Titan, and then I worked on, once I completed that on Friday, I did this on Saturday, which was yesterday. I was putting all this together, and now it is Sunday, and here we are. So, getting back into this, you will need to hit that step. You will need to speak with Zavala. Absolutely have to speak with him. Once you speak with him, you're going to need to visit our friendly neighborhood drifter down below in the annex. And this kicks off the exotic quest, or the drifter is the one that actually gives you the exotic quest. However, you need to reach that step that I showed you in order for any of this to take place. Now, he's gonna have, conversation and talk to you, and he's gonna tell you something. You're going to pick this up, the Stasis prototype. Now, I don't know if it's exotic quest changed in Beyond Light. There are 7 steps to this quest. However, the whole thing is called the Stasis prototype. There isn't like a little quest name like different exotics. I don't know if they changed it. I don't know if it's going to be like that moving forward. But the new thing is, it tells you step 1 out of 7. Now, the things I just showed you on screen, you need both of these. You need both of these to move forward. And I'm going to tell you why. You're going to knock out 2 things at once. Now, you spoke to Zavala, you spoke to the Drifter, you began your exotic quest. Now you're going to head back to Europa, and you're going to go to Charon's Crossing, and you're going to speak with our nice 3-armed man here, Varex, and you absolutely need to do this. Again, you're going to knock out 2 birds with 1 stone. So once you speak to Varex, he's going to give you this right here, what you're going to see on screen, which is he's giving you an additional mission, or it isn't anything that you haven't already done. So this step right here, reclaiming Europa, you absolutely need to do these things in order to move forward. You're thinking, why is that? Once you get to the second step, this is going to come into play, the Varex quest that you're doing, and if you don't do them, your second step, the second step is by far the longest step. So if you ignore the Varex stuff, it's going to take you that much longer to complete. Now, here's a tip. If you want to skip all of this stuff, beat Beyond Light on your own and join a friend that has not started Beyond Light, and you will complete literally 5 steps while you're doing the Beyond Light campaign. That's a big secret. That's a big tip. That's how you complete this the fastest. Now, if you don't want to do that, you need to do these Varex quest. And so the first step of the quest, you gotta kill fallen captains and servitors, red bars. Doesn't matter. And so this quest that you're seeing me start, in this quest alone, you're going to get all of your fallen captains. There is no doubt about it. You're going to get all of your fallen captains. Now, for your servitors, I'm going to show you later on in the video the best place to farm your servitors, because there's a few places. Now, again, you do need to complete these Varex quests while you're doing your exotic quests. While you're killing your captains, while you're killing your servitors, you need to do these quests. As you can see on the screen, I'm actually killing fallen captains, They're just red bars, and they're giving me the intel, I believe it's called. And there were no servitors in here. There might have been in this mission, but for our servitors, I'm gonna show you right now on screen where is the best place to like get servitors, because the servitor part is what took me the longest, and then the second step is what took me the longest, because I was like, I don't really need to do this Varex stuff, but you actually do. So now you need this Empire's Fall. You completed the first step, you got your captains, you return to Varex, you're going to complete this. So you're doing two things at once, remember this, and this is going to help you for your second step. You absolutely need to do all of this stuff. Now right here, the easiest one is right here, defeat combatants on Europa. You're going to do that one, and then tier 2, you're just defeating combatants with stasis abilities. So just look for the easier ones to complete, and then, you know, pick them up, complete them, and this is going to help you as you're moving forward with this quest. Now in this next part right here, this is where I'm going to show you right here in Eventide Ruins. There's always a servitor right here where I'm driving by on my Sparrows. You can see on screen. There's always a servitor right here. However, for it to spawn in, it does take a while. Once you kill it, it doesn't automatically spawn in 10 seconds. But luckily for you, I already ran through all this stuff, so I'm going to show you another location where you can actually farm your servitors. Now for your servitors, your place is going to be right here in this lost sector. Now this lost sector, you're going to need to get accustomed to it, because you are going to be visiting this lost sector later on in the quest step. Now when you reach the boss room, you're going to have a number of servitors show up. As you can see on screen, the boss is in the room, right? I'm fighting the boss, and you can see that my servitors are spawning in, and you may actually need to do this 2 times or 3 times, and you'll get your 10 servitors instead of waiting for that one servitor to spawn in the location that I previously showed you. So again, this lost sector is by far the easiest place to get your servitors, to get your servitor intel and things of that sort. As you can see, it is right here, Concealed Void, Lost Sector in Astran Abyss. This is the lost sector that is going to give you the most servitors. Every time you go in, you kill the boss, you're going to have servitors. You just leave the lost sector, come back in, let it all reset, and again, as was mentioned, you can probably do it in 2 times, maybe 2.5 times. And again, this lost sector, this Concealed Void lost sector, you are going to need it for a further step. So why not get, you know, find out where it is, and this way you know where it's at when you move forward. You can say, hey, I know where that lost sector is at because I was farming servitors in there. And again, the servitors will always spawn in here, and how many you get varies, but you are going to get servitors. Now, I believe this is my last one, or I may have already got my last one. For your next step, once you completed your captains and servitor kills, your next step is going to be an empire hunt. Now, what I mentioned previously about things tying in together, the Varex Quest that you were doing alongside your exotic quest, this is why I mentioned to do them, because you need to complete these Varex quests in order to gain access to this empire hunt. In order for you to, how it says right here, proclaiming Europa, we did that. Empire's Fall, working on that, and the Dark Priestess. That is why I mentioned you absolutely need to do these quests at the same time, because this is your second step. Now, you can absolutely ignore it, but again, once you hit the second step, you need to do these things in order for you to move forward And as previously was, mentioned, this step is what took me by far the longest. And so again, I completed, defeated enemies on Europa. Now I'm on Europe and Protector 2, and this is, ties in with Empire's Fall. So again, and as was previously mentioned, in order for you to bypass all of this stuff, complete the Beyond Light campaign and join a friend that has not started the Beyond Light campaign, and you will do all of this by default, and it will count because we tested it out. We had, someone on our fire team that completed Beyond Light, and then when I started the campaign over as my Titan, that person ran it with us and ended up on step 5 while I hadn't even begun the exotic quest. So just keep that in mind. You do need to do these quests in order for you to move forward. And two birds with one stone. Remember that. That's going to be the fastest way to finish all this stuff. Now, what you're seeing on screen is part of step 2 for the Empire hunts. And if you're looking at this and you're thinking to yourself, this looks familiar, well, you would be right. As was previously mentioned, all of this stuff you're doing, you already did in the Beyond Light campaign. You're only doing it again, basically. And so, as has been mentioned a number of times already, by far the fastest way to get this done, you complete Beyond Light and join someone that hasn't, and you're gonna do all this stuff. Now, if you want to experience it for yourself again, you more than likely, you absolutely can, right? You don't need to wait for someone else to do all this stuff. And again, what you're seeing on screen is the Empire hunt, and you're thinking to yourself, well, I did this in the campaign. Of course you did. And again, number of times I mentioned this is, you want to bypass it, join someone that hasn't completed Beyond Light, or if you want to keep doing it, then you keep doing it. Now, once you've completed your Empire hunt, you're going to have this, conversation with Varex, or Varex is going to speak as same way that he did in the campaign. So it isn't anything new, it isn't anything different, it isn't anything, the dialogue isn't anything like, oh man, I better not miss it because he might say something new or different. He's not, it's the same. Now, once you've completed your Empire hunt, you are now on step 3. Step 3, all you're going to do is eliminate combatants with or affected by your stasis abilities. It's that easy. As was previously mentioned, step 2 is what's going to take you the longest. Step 1 might take you a long time if you are having trouble finding your captains and your servitors. So 1 and 2 might take you the longest. From here on out, from once you hit step 3, it's just absolutely easy. Step 3, all it is you are killing anything and everything in your path with stasis abilities. Stasis grenades, stasis melee, stasis supers. That is all you're going to do for step 3. Nothing more, nothing less. There isn't anything secret to it. There isn't any more visiting Varex. There isn't nothing. All it is you're killing anything and everything with your stasis abilities. Again, melee, grenades, super. As long as it's stasis, that's what counts. I don't know if you're doing this in a fire team, if their kills will count towards your kills, but easiest way to do this, find public events, rally to the flag, get your super, and kill everything. That's it. Once you have gotten your stasis kills, next step is rendezvous with Spider's associate in the concealed lost sector. As was mentioned in step 2, familiarize yourself with this lost sector because you're going to return to it eventually, and in this step, this is where you return to that lost sector, and all it is you're going to run the lost sector as you normally would, as you're going to see on screen, And when you get to the end, you're going to see, when you get into the boss room, first of all, you're going to see a barrier behind the boss. In order for that barrier to lift, or in order for that barrier to open, you need to run the lost sector as you normally would and defeat the boss at the end, and the barrier will open. The barrier will drop, however you want to say it. And there you will find Varex. You will find what you're looking for. And I know it's not funny, but it is funny when you see where the associate is in the bottom right in the corner. So as you're gonna see here, all you do is run the lost sector as you normally would, as you did previously when you were farming your servitors, and you're gonna see the barrier, as you can see on screen, behind the boss. All it is you're gonna kill the boss. Nothing extra, nothing different, nothing special. It isn't a, use solar, use heavy, use arc, use void. It isn't anything like that. All it is running it as if it's your first time, basically. And when you defeat the boss, the barrier will drop, giving you access to step 4 in order for you to get the skiff codes. And so that's what you're going to see on screen right now. There he is. You're going to see a familiar face right here. Well, I opened the chest first because I didn't know if I needed to do that, but here is Spider's associate. I know I said Varex. I apologize for that. And now we are on to our next step. I am aware of the background noise, and I do apologize. I recently got 2 kittens, and what you're hearing is actually them tearing up my room as I'm recording this. I do apologize in advance. Now, once you've gotten your skiff codes, the next step is you're going to return to the drifter. So steps 5, 6, and 7, they're all going to be in this will nest part because they're very easy. Once you return to the drifter, it is absolutely important that you remember this. Make sure that you have a power weapon slot open, because what he's going to give you is going to go in your power weapon slot. You have to have an open space in your inventory, in your power weapon slot, in order for him to give you this next step. Now, once you've picked that up, once you've returned to the tower and you've picked that up, you're going to return back to Europa, and you're going to do this mission right here. And as with most of the quests, I made the effort to take out any dialogue so that you can experience this yourself. It's actually a really neat quest, just a really neat quest. And in this quest, you will get your Salvation's Grip power weapon while you're running this quest. And again, I just included a very brief amount of it, of this quest. I think the quest was actually 20 minutes, and I condensed all that footage into like 2 minutes. Now, once you complete your quest, once this mission, your next step is going to be to return to the drifter, which is why I put steps 5, 6, 7 all together, because it didn't make sense to to separate them when they're very easy parts. It's just very easily condensed, just to make things easier. You're going to return to the drifter, you're going to have a conversation with him. I did call all that stuff out so you can experience it yourself. That's going to be it. I'm Nate. Thank you guys so very much for watching. Catch you guys on the next one.